Okay, so have you ever stopped and wondered, what is it exactly that makes a song feel a certain way? It's one of the biggest, most beautiful mysteries in music. And today, we're going to crack the code. I mean, really think about it. You hear a song, maybe it's the chorus of some big, upbeat pop anthem, and it just instantly makes you feel good, right? It's cheerful. But what is actually happening in the sound waves to create that feeling inside you? And on the flip side, what's the deal with another piece of music that sounds so melancholic, so somber? Here's the thing. It's not some kind of magic. It's actually a science. And the answer is way simpler than you might think. The secret is right here. The entire emotional language of music isn't just about the notes themselves. It's all about the distance, the space between them. And that space, well, it has a name. This secret ingredient is called an interval. And honestly, if you can wrap your head around this one idea, you're on your way to understanding why music makes us feel, well, anything at all. So what is an interval? It's super simple. It's just the distance between two notes. From a C to a D, that's an interval. From an A way up to an E, that's another one. It's that simple. It's all about the distance. So why should you care about this simple concept? Well, because intervals are pretty much everything. They're what create the emotional feel of a melody, happy, sad, tense. They're the literal building blocks of chords. Heck, they're even how we know if someone is singing in tune or not. Here's the big takeaway. Music isn't just a bunch of notes in a row. It's a series of relationships between those notes. All right, so to really get a handle on these relationships, we've got to start small. We're talking the smallest possible steps you can take in music. Let's break them down. In Western music, our two most basic building blocks are the half step and the whole step. A half step, sometimes called a semitone, is the absolute smallest jump you can possibly make. Picture a piano keyboard. Going from any key to the one immediately next to it, black or white, that's a half step. A whole step, well, that's just two of those half steps put together. So going from a C to a D, for example, you skip over that black key, that's a whole step. And if you look really close at a piano, you'll spot this hidden pattern. See how there are no black keys between E and F and between B and C? That's on purpose. Those are natural half steps. And this specific layout, it's not random at all. It's the very backbone that our entire system of music is built on. Pretty cool, right? So, now we have the building blocks. But how do musicians actually identify and name all the bigger distances? Turns out there's a surprisingly simple two-step process they use. Here's the method. First, you count the note names to get the number. Let's take C to E as our example. You just count the letters, starting with C as 1. C is 1, D is 2, E is 3. Boom, we know it's some kind of third. But what kind of third? That's where step 2 comes in. You gotta count the half steps. Okay, so let's do it. If we count up all those little half steps from C to E on a keyboard, how many do we find? We find exactly 4. And this number is what gives the interval its unique flavor, its emotional quality. And here's where it all comes together. When you combine those two pieces of info, a distance of a third that's made up of exactly 4 half steps, you get what musicians call a major third. That word, major, that's its quality. It's like the adjective that describes the specific mood of that interval. And that right there brings us full circle, right back to our original question. Now that we can actually measure the distance and name its quality, we can finally talk about what these different distances mean emotionally. It's like we're about to look at the emotional color palette of music. So this is the big reveal, folks. Generally speaking, major intervals, like that major third we just figured out, they tend to sound brighter, happier. And minor intervals, which are usually just one tiny half step smaller, sound darker, sadder. I'm telling you, almost the entire emotional range of music hangs on this one fundamental difference. Let's take a quick look at how this all plays out. You've got a major third with 4 half steps, and it feels happy. Shrink that by 1 to a minor third with just 3, and suddenly it's sad. Then you have something like the perfect fifth with 7 half steps. That sounds really strong, really stable. And an octave with 12 half steps gives you that feeling of coming home, of completion. See? Each number of half steps creates a totally distinct emotional flavor. And then there's the oddball of the family, the tritone. With 6 half steps, it's famous for sounding, well, tense, unresolved, kind of unstable. It's that classic sound of suspense you hear in a movie score or that really edgy, cool color in a complex jazz chord. It's a real character in the world of music, that one.
Okay, so now you have the tools. You can literally decode the music you listen to every single day. So the next question is, where are you going to find these intervals? How do they actually show up in a song?
Well, they pop up in two main ways. When you hear notes played one after another, like someone's singing a melody, those are melodic intervals. But when you hear notes played at the exact same time, like when a guitar chord is strummed, those are harmonic intervals. The cool part is, the rules for figuring them out are exactly the same. It's just a difference in timing.
So there you have it. You now have the key to the code. You know that all those feelings in music, the happy, the sad, the tense, the peaceful, it all comes down to the specific distance between the notes. So the next time you put on your favorite song, I want you to listen a little differently. Listen closer, because you're not just hearing notes anymore. You're hearing the code. What are you going to discover?